Lost Reavers. This is a game I've had my eye on for a while now. I was gonna start playing it, but after reading some of the reviews, it seemed like one of the weakest games of 2016. Even the trailer for the game had a stunning 12 frames per second. However, the Miiverse had something very different to say. Yes, I went through the very cringe-worthy pages of Miiverse to see what people had to say about Lost Reavers. Oh, how about we look at this one? Scale to 1 to 10. I just got this game. How is it? 9 out of 10. Pretty good. Yeah, because, whenever I get a game, I always ask, how is it? I never ask before I get the game. I always wait until after I get it. Alright, let's look at another one. How about this one? Game Lovers. Is this game better than Mario Kart 8? I think it is. Do you? You know it, honey. You know it. I would just like to say that the guy with the green comment is the guy who initially made the post. Always great to see that the Miiverse has such deep, insightful commentary. And while the Miiverse may be silly, they do all agree on one thing. They like Lost Reavers. So after reading all of that, and seeing it had a 4 out of 5 stars on the eShop, I had to try this game to really see what it was like. So, without further ado, let's play Lost Reavers. Pretty good music, actually. Story 2075. Earth's Last Hope. Yada yada yada. Whoa, wait, hold on a second. These people are Earth's last hope. You know what? After seeing the presidential election, I can believe this. So, after reading the backstory of the game, you come to the character select screen, where your choices are Anime Schoolgirl, G.I. Joe, Ivy from Soul Calibur, or Mr. Edge. Come on. If you went on a date with this guy, the first place you're going is Hot Topic. Followed by Read Your Own Poetry Night. While the characters do look a little odd, that's not the only weird thing about this select screen. Take a look at the playstyle and skill level required to play these characters. 2 melee and 2 ranged. But the skill levels make no sense. First of all, we have no beginner ranged character. The lowest difficulty is medium. I'm pretty okay with this, as I imagine playing ranged would be harder, but there's no medium difficulty for melee. This is really weird because we wind up with 2 expert characters. When half the cast is for experts only, you really have to wonder what this game's target audience was. Anyways, after I saw that Reaper, or Shadowstalker, whatever his name is, used an axe and a shotgun, I obviously had to pick him.
Okay.
Wait, what? That's his voice? Wait. He looks like a serial killer. He even has an axe and a shotgun. Why on earth does he sound like freaking Shaggy from Scooby-Doo?
Alright, Scooby-Doo. Okay.
Well, let's just set that aside and get on with the game. You have to start with a tutorial, so I decided just to record the whole thing. Now then, loading in, and what is that? Is that me? That's me, isn't it? Why on earth? Just why? I look nothing like the guy in the portrait. It looks like some kid got a mask from the 99-cent store for Halloween. The kid wanted to be Jason, and I stole it. I'm Discount Jason. I couldn't even afford a hockey mask. Alright, I'm over it. I don't think I can be surprised anymore. I take it back! I was not expecting the zombies to be so... I'll put it nicely. Incoherent. The entire rest of the tutorial is a breeze after you get past the first moonwalking zombie. It even teaches you a few things. You have several ways to attack in Lost Reavers. The first way is with basic melee attacks that can be comboed. The second is a heavy attack which later on you can buy upgrades to make it a combo. And the last and obvious way is to use your gun. After you finish the level tutorial, it goes over the equipment system and gives you a new weapon. What the tutorial doesn't tell you is that you have another costume. Good. Now I don't look like Discount Jason. Now that the tutorial is over, I can talk about the main game modes. As of this recording, there are 2 game modes for players who are new to Lost Reavers. The first is the normal Collect the Relic game mode, which is a good start if you're level 1. The second game mode is a survival mode where you must protect the relic from hordes of enemies. It also features enemies from almost all the maps of the same difficulty. In order to start a game, you either have to create a room or join a room. I'll be honest, if you have a crappy internet connection, you're gonna have a bad time. The reason I say this is because if you join a room, you're gonna be laggy. And if you create a room, your allies will be laggy. Having a good connection doesn't fix this, sadly. If you join on someone with a bad connection, you'll still be laggy. Because of this, I recommend first playing a game by creating a room. That way you won't be teleporting everywhere. Now then, when you first enter an area, you'll go through several rooms, some of which will have buttons you have to hold down. I find this rather odd because on Nintendo's site, it even said, and I quote, "You'll need the wits to solve puzzles." All you have to do is find out where to press A. That's not a puzzle. That's a crappy I Spy book. Once you solve all the puzzles, you have to make your way back out of the area filled with more puzzles to escape. This is where the ally aspect comes into play. I'm going to be totally blunt here when I say that this is the only time you need allies in the game. I say this because once you pick up the relic, you can't attack. You have to rely on your allies to get you out of the area. You could put the relic down to attack, but that has 2 negative impacts. First, it takes up more time to get out, and second, when you're trying to escape, you'll find that in some areas, enemies spawn infinitely. You can't really carry something when you're constantly attacked. However, without the escape aspect, it can feel like you're playing solo. There's really not that much coordination outside the escape. Once you escape, you do it all over again. Go in, fight monsters, solve puzzles, and escape. While I haven't played through a ton of the game, one thing I will give it is level variety. The first level is your standard zombie level, but the other 2 show some originality. One of the levels has musket-wielding samurai. That's original. After repeating the first few levels a couple of times, you unlock 4 new features. The 4 features are the shop, workshop, lab, and skills. Sadly, I was only recording for about 40 minutes, so I can only show you the lab and skills. The lab is a place where you can get new items by giving up analysis chips. Analysis chips aren't cheap for newbies, so you'll probably only get 1 new weapon. And since the game is free to play, the developers obviously wanted you to buy more analysis chips with real money. It's not a problem early on, but I could definitely see the game becoming pay to win once the player is in the end game. The other feature is skills, which is a skill tree for the class you picked. Here you can get longer combos, increase stats, and even get movement buffs while carrying items. It's pretty cool for a game with non-puzzles and aim assist. Oh, wait, I don't think I've mentioned that yet. Yes, this game has aim assist. Once the game feels like you're within a certain range, or at least with the class I picked, it will give you the option to auto-aim. Yeah. The other two features aren't as important because the shop is a shop, and the workshop just upgrades your weapon stats. I'm sure you could accumulate enough currency to get everything you want from each feature, but it would probably take a very, very long time. That's something I noticed with Lost Reavers. While the game doesn't initially seem like a grind, I believe that couldn't be further from the truth. I noticed the second I hit level 10, it took a very long time to level up. I imagine at some point in the game, you'll get so bored of grinding these interesting, yet same exact levels over and over. If that was Lost Reavers' only flaw, it would probably be a pretty good game. But that's not the case. In fact, it's far from it. Everything about Lost Reavers is far from what we expect from our games today. If Lost Reavers was released back in the early 2000s, I could see it being a big hit. But in today's day and age, this sort of game isn't even close to what we expect. Lost Reavers is clunky, has a decent bit of microtransactions, and doesn't have any real depth to it. If you have any AAA expectations, you will not enjoy Lost Reavers. With all of that said, I did actually enjoy Lost Reavers. Man, I feel like I'm gonna get mugged for saying that. I know. I sound like a hypocrite after everything I've just said about the game. But I stand by what I said. It is not up to today's standards. And while this is true, I still enjoyed it. Remember back when I said if the game was released in the early 2000s, it would have been a good game? That's the exact reason I like this game. I almost feel like I'm going back to the early 2000s. I'm not sure how many of you were online gamers back then, but we had some great, for the time period, games. Games like Guns the Duel, Phantasy Star Online, and even Rakion. This game mostly reminds me of Rakion. Rakion was a fairly similar game. It also had character classes, and some of the classes included Generic Swordsman, Mage, Blacksmith, and Ivy from Soul Calibur. I don't know what it is with every company putting Ivy in their games. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is, yes, Lost Reavers just came out and it's already dated. But if you enjoy old online games, then this just might be the game for you. That's my last word on the subject. I've been your rappy guy HUnewm, and until next time, I will see you guys later.